In today's story, a small boy receives third-degree burns and scarring for life, but don't worry, his necklace is A-OK.
Funny.
Get ready to watch the world burn, all my fellow feature outlaws. This is Card Games vs. Humanity, and I am that NKK-double-G. Here with your recap of technically the last episode of Season 1. Kind of funny that it ends with Yugi almost dying, huh? So as per usual, don't forget that sub, that bell, and that like. Hit up that Patreon if you want to support me. And leave a comment telling me if you think it's a bit sus how long they actually survived in that building while it was engulfed by flames. But don't worry about that, because nothing's on fire quite yet, except for this mystery man's dueling strategy. Putting Yugi on the ropes with only a third of his life points left, and Zero the man ready to take down the rest of them. Despite having like 11 cards in his hand maybe 3 turns ago, he can only draw into the Komori Dragon to put it in defense mode and save himself.
He may have beaten Bandit Keith in Duelist Kingdom.
Pretty sure that was Joey. It's Keith's turn and he summons Sierra. Sierra? I don't know, man. I've always hated the way that name was spelled. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, he summons another 2500 non-machine beat stick to the field before cheating extra hard with his mechanical card replacer thingy that he didn't decide to start using until now apparently for some reason. And because it's episode 50 and everyone should have a playset of it in their deck at this point, he activates stop defense on Yugi's monsters, leaving it wide open for an assault by Zero the man.
Attack!
Komori Dragon has 1500 attack. Zero the man has 2800. Yugi had 1500 life points. Now he has 400. I fucking love math. Yugi audibly quivers in fear, but admits he'll never give up, aka he'll just continue to use Joey's strategy of putting monsters in defense mode until he draws in more OP cards. Also, that puzzle is like 15 inches away at this point. Seriously, how weak is that connection? He sets 2 more cards face down and then switches Zero the man into defense position. This is definitely not a bait, don't you dare think so. Yugi sets 1 card face down and then plays Dark Magician in defense mode. This is definitely not a bait, don't you dare think so. Victory must be nice. Yugi activates the magical hat to protect the Dark Magician, the card that has saved him more than anything else in the entire series. Unfortunately, the mystery man has seen enough episodes at this point and knows that this is the card that he needs to negate with Magic Jammer, exposing the Dark Magician.
Oh no! My Dark Magician's exposed!
I know, I just said that. This play is then followed up by the single biggest god read I've ever seen in my entire life, as Keith activates Curse of Fiend, switching both his Zera and the Dark Magician that he knew Yugi was going to put into defense mode back to attack position. And this is all before he unleashes this attack, predicts the 1 mirror force that Yugi's going to use by negating it with the 1 time we get to see Solemn Judgment in the series. This is not only the single best play that we've probably seen up to this point, but honestly, Keith should have won the duel, as Yugi falls down to 100 life points despite knowing the fact that he should have taken 200 more in the duel from that attack from Zera. The mystery man wins the duel, the puzzle is his, and the show is over. We head back to Bakura, who is still standing outside of the warehouse.
I know the Millennium Puzzle is beyond those doors. I'm getting closer.
How did he get up there? How did he get up there? Did Tristan teach him how to frame skip? How did he get up there? It's Yugi's turn and he finally draws something good, literally just telling Keith that he's setting down a magic card before playing another monster in defense position. Joey would be so proud. The mystery man is running out of patience and says it's time to end this duel, using these great value level cheating skills to put Tribute of the Doom in his hand.
Whoa! That's one of the rarest magic cards in the game!
Since when? And why didn't you react like that when Rebecca used it like, I don't know, 8 episodes ago? Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the final turn of Season 1. And yes, it just wouldn't be a proper send-off without Yugi cheating and countering with the Living Arrow card. No, it's a quick play spell card that just bounces the effective Tribute of the Doom back on Zero the man, destroying it outright. He's just changing the card text at this point. Even Bakura is pissed off at such a high level of cheating and claims that this puppet show must come to an end, using his ring to sever the connection of Bandit Keith and the mystery man controlling him. Keith then finally wakes up saying the same thing I did that one time I finally agreed to join my little sister's tea party.
Where am I? And what on earth am I wearing?
The puppet master manages to gain control of Keith briefly once again, forcing him to the other side of the dueling arena at top speed. He wants the puzzle to himself, no one else, so of course the best thing to do is to smash it into pieces so it's even harder for me to find later on as well. Devastated at the sight of his puzzle being shattered, Yugi feels the weak-ass connection that he had to Yami slipping through his fingers. I mean, he's not even in this episode. But it is lucky for him that a snow leopard jumps from out of the raptors, coming out of nowhere, knocking Keith down off the dueling arena. Bakura helps Yugi gather all the pieces so he can put the puzzle back together, while at the same time putting a bit of his spirit inside one of the pieces, because I guess he can just do that. But don't worry, once we get to about, I don't know, 2025, I'll finally be able to reveal his plans that come to pass. And because this episode's duel has already ended and we really needed to fill screen time, let's spend the next literal 4 minutes monologuing blogging to ourselves about it. Don't ask why Yugi didn't notice a single thing even though he was standing there the entire time. And because Bakura is an evil mastermind, he falls on his ass and then leaves for school because he thinks the threat is all over.
I'll be right behind you, Bakura, as soon as I unhook my chain.
The writers in the show will really take any chance to say anything that could be misconstrued as a line that's related to BDSM, won't they? The mystery man tries to get Keith up and finish this duel that I guess is technically still going on, but unfortunately this grown-ass man doesn't feel like playing a children's card game anymore. Instead, he grabs this lead pipe and starts flailing wildly, hitting this conveniently placed set of control you've never seen before right next to this conveniently placed barrels of gas. And as you all know as well as I do, that is a very serious safety code violation, 538-X9 subparagraph 2A. All of Yugi's friends are on the literal ground, defeated and hungry by the arrows that Bakura apparently spent all day putting around the entire town before they managed to see some smoke in the distance. Let's forget about Yugi and go help. And despite being an avid lover of Fleetwood Mac, Yugi cannot seem to break the chain no matter how hard he tries.
It could be all over for me.
Yugi bro, you're the main character. They'd never kill you off. Well, they might. Our best friends finally arrive at the warehouse and decide now is the time to split up and call 911 instead of when they actually just saw the fire from the beginning. Before Joey and Tristan trying to get into the building the only way they know how, blunt force. And Yugi knows he needs the puzzle to maintain his main character status, desperately trying to put it together while his friends try to break inside.
Even if I don't make it out, at least he will.
Considering he literally needs your body as a host to exist, I don't think it works like that. With their powers combined, Joey and Tristan finally bust through the door, only to find a bandit Keith that I guess was still inside the entire time, screaming his head off as he runs away frantically.
Did we just rescue Bandit Keith? Huh, no way!
I love how Tristan was going to be legitimately pissed that they had wasted all that effort just to save him. They find Yugi finishing his puzzle like a fucking idiot before immediately going dizzy right after. And actually because they're not angry apes, they don't just beat the spoke stuck in the dueling arena with lead pipe. They put the rod inside the hole and then they pull really hard. Took forever though. That pull-out game needs some work. Now that our heroes are back where they belong at the hospital fighting over the last Jello cup, we can end this episode properly with Taya out in space worried about the dangers lurking just around the corner. I don't know what she took to send her out to space though, but I'll take 2 of them. Well, that's it for this episode. I want to thank you all for watching, and of course a shout out to all my patrons. If you'd like to purchase my new $10,000 tier, it does come with warehouse insurance. Granted that you only catch fire in the warehouse while specifically in the middle of a duel, I got you covered. This has been the man from Worth with all the girth, ladies and gentlemen. Be the character you know you're worth. Later. The mystery man gains but now it's a plick. And despite being an avid lover of Fleetwood Mac.